that I came up with. The challenge that I typed up, I don't know what I just said to you, was create a web page that has a full page SVG. This SVG should always be above the fold. What this means is that regardless of the size of the browser viewport, the image always takes up the full viewport height. Any other content on the web page will appear below the fold. I think we can take this line out. So I just have that for my HTML. Body, link to a style sheet, the header. And then I have this for my CSS. Body, HTML body and header, padding border margin 000, height 100%. Take up the whole viewport, box sizing border box. That's basically right there. If you look at that little chunk of code, that rule set with its selector and declarations, each declaration has properties and values. If you look at that chunk of code right there, that's like perfect full page above the fold content. That's how you get it. Padding, border, margin, all zeroed. Height, 100%, HTML body, and box sizing border box. This time I included the header because I want that to be the full part. And so for my header, I just said background color, gave it a background color, background image. I just gave it that SVG as the image. Background size contain, background position bottom, background repeat, no repeat. Cool, right? So that's one solution. This is what it looks like. And to change the color of the tree, I did that in the SVG. So I added mine right here. Fill green, stroke yellow. I saw that Jeremy added his to the SVG tag right here. This is where you put it. So he put it right there. I guess then it apply to all paths in there. That's kind of interesting to play with. Fill equals blue. Stroke equals pink, hot pink. We'll go with pink. Okay, so now if I look at this tree, still that way. Because this is, I guess, more specific. So if I take that out, it should be blue and pink. But more specific, right? Set in on the path. And just take that out of there. So you can put fill and stroke either place. So that's one solution. How many people find that interesting mildly? Cool. And then the next solution is, on that previous solution, I want to add in some text down below just to prove. So I'll do lorem times 10. Gives me emit, just a bunch of text, lorem. And so now, that's below the fold. This is always above the fold. You are going to leave with knowing above the fold content. I said that last time. All right. So the other solution I had was, this time I did my SVG inline. And I created a header, and inside my header I put the SVG. And the benefit of doing it inline as opposed to an external SVG is external SVG doesn't have as good of browser support. So you put it right in line at the top of your HTML document. And then you can reference it. And then my CSS on a second version was HTML body header. It's all the same. My header, I just put a border around it so we could see where the header is, or where there's the header also, right? It's only around the header, that border. Color green for the header. Display flex, justify content center, align items at the bottom, flex end. Because display flex, that's the flex direction row by default, which means the primary axis is row or horizontal, which means justify content operates on the primary axis, so it centers it. And align items operates on the cross axis, which is vertical in this case, and we're saying put it at the end vertically. So that's why the tree's down at the bottom. It's actually taking up the whole thing, but and then my icon says make the width of that SVG icon class is applied to it. Make it equal to 1M of the parent's font. So that's just going to be the browser font, width and height. And the fill will be the current color. So that's going to be green right off the bat. But then we apply, I don't have icon large applied to anything. I could go out of there. Just make sure it still works. Same tree. Water on my laptop, not good. And then I apply icon gold where I make the fill gold. The stroke coral, stroke width 5%. Round the corners on the stroke. And the font size is 100 viewport height. So that's where I get my height. The VWVH, we already saw that doesn't have super great support. 70s, I think. Isn't that what we just looked at? Didn't I just show this? 78. You like my voice better this way or when I'm not sick? Huh? Which way do you like it? I'm serious.
So you've got the smooth baritone thing going on.
I know. I kind of like, it's got like a nice quality to it.
Radio personality.
Yeah. The resonance. No, or do I just sound sick? How many people like it this way? How many people like it that way? We're never going to learn this stuff. And then we're going to get done. We're going to do it. And we're going to get done. Self-hatred is a pernicious cancer, which we all have to be on guard against. I was at Burning Man with my brother-in-law. There's a dude riding down the playa with a sign, cardboard sign on his bike at the front of it, written in black ink. Have I told you this? And the sign said, perfectionism is a disease. My brother-in-law, who's an Englishman, said, "Oh, you could have done a better job on that sign." His accent isn't quite that thick. But bloody witty, if I do say so myself. All right. You guys want another SVG challenge, or you want to learn about transitions? One more SVG challenge, or on to transitions?
SVG. You're going to do the opposite of whatever I say, so.
No, we're going to vote. It's democracy. Everybody who wants another SVG challenge, raise your hand. Patrick. Everybody who wants to move on transitions, raise your hand.
Put your hand down.
You didn't vote.
I'm just messing with you.
By the way, I'm super excited. Trump's doing so well, right? He's going to hopefully become president and make America great again. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I said that with the appropriate amount of potential sarcasm in my voice. You don't know if I'm serious or joking. I'm not taking a political stance. This is an educational environment. I can't do that. So maybe I was just making a joke. Maybe I was serious, in which case I'm in the middle. It's neutral. I'm not taking a stance. Some of you will hear that and think, yeah. Some of you will hear that and think, haha, he's being sarcastic.